Birds on the run. Connery just inside the three-point arc, misses, but the follow on the putback by Osei. He has all 4 points, and the Birds are up 4-0. Air Force expected to be kind of deliberate. They get a man loose and the shot blocked from behind. Credit Nate Sasser with a nice job. Looked like a wide open layup. Pushing for the three, his first effort of the night. Bashir will miss, ball tapped around. Nagy on the run. Gets it outside, they'll try another three. This one is good. Brendan Martin breaks the ice for the Academy, and it's 4-3 T-Birds. Connery all the way down right side, kind of out of control, bounced it in the corner, and they're going to get Bashir for a double dribble. No, Yao Dang for the double dribble. So the Birds will turn it over. We're 2 minutes into the contest. Casper by a point at 4-3. Little token full court pressure right now. This will be Turner Duncan with the basketball. He just checked in, feeding the low post. Now they've got a wide open shot from the corner. The only problem for Brendan Martin is his foot was out of bounds. 4-3 Birds basketball. No pressure applied by the Academy. They only have 2 substitutes sitting on the bench. Here's Bashir out top for a three. That's no good. Rebound. Dang couldn't hang on and dribbled it off his foot. Well, the pace may be to Tom Park's liking. The score at 4-3, not as much as he'd like it to be. That's going to be Connery's foul, I think. You got to give the man a chance to land. He kind of blindsided Martin, who ran over him, and that'll be Ethan's second, the team's second. He'll have to take a seat. And in will come Aaron Siebert, the freshman from New Zealand who had 20 off the bench last night. He's the designated three-point shooter after Bashir. Here's a three from the left side that's no good. Sasser rebounds ahead to Bashir down the right side. Bashir hooking a pass for Dang. Dribble drive, lay it up and in, and a blocking foul. This one's going to go the other way. It'll be on Reese Hagee. And Bashir with a nice pass, the dish to Dang. Dang laid it home for his first points of the night and now has a chance to finish the three-point play. Almost 3 minutes into the contest. Birds leading 6-3 and make it 7. 4-point lead matches the biggest of the ball game for Casper. Birds with some full court pressure. They'll get it into Hagee. Go right back along the sideline and bring it back out top. Ford. Over for Martin, who has it on the dribble with 10 to shoot now. Looking cross court. Martin in deep, turns, throws it off the rim. That's good. Got his man in deep and managed to get his 5th point of the ball game. Long three, and that is good. Well, that will belong to Abdul Bashir, his first 3 points of the ball game, and the lead is 5 now for the T-Birds. Right side angle, holding on to the ball. Alejandro Ford, double team along the end line, but ducking in and laying it off the glass and drawing the foul is Reese Hagee, who had 20 yesterday in the overtime loss to Northwest. That foul will be the first of the ball game on Stephen Osei. 3-1. 3 team fouls for the Birds, 1 for the Academy. The left-hander at the free throw line, and Hagee can't get it to go. Casper will come back on the attack. Yo-yoing it into the front court. Bashir to the free throw line, shut off. Hagee falls down. Bashir pops a 10-footer that's good. He's got 5, and the lead is back to 5. Hagee, cross court to Duncan, right at half court. Looking down low for Chris Catchings, who checked in. And then they'll get it in down low. Triple team that time. Hagee hits the deck, and a foul going to be whistled here on the Thunderbirds, who will take a timeout with 15:37 to go in the opening half. Casper 12, Air Force Prep 7. Time back in, at least almost in. 15:37 in the first half. It's been all Casper, but the Birds have not been able to advance the lead to more than 5, and that's where it sits right now. At 12-7, it'll be the Academy playing it into the left side of their hoop. Along the baseline, Ford to throw it in as they set the line there, and the pass will come way out top to Duncan. Duncan looking for Ford. Nice little turnaround with the left hand. That's good for his second point of the ball game, or his first basket. Bird lead down to 3. Rohan Butler checked in on the timeout, gives it back out front. Bashir to the elbow, floats up that one-hander, little sidestep, and he's got 7 early points now, and the lead is 7, or no, the lead is still 5. Ball tipped and tapped and controlled by the Academy, by the prep school. 15 to shoot. Duncan working out top against Blake Neverdon. Bounces, and a foul going to be whistled. I think Neverdon will get this one. Birds have been very aggressive the last 2 nights on defense, and they've picked up some fouls doing it. Tom Parks emphasizing a lot of defense with his team still. Wants to see him get down, and they now have 5 team fouls to just 1 for the prep school. Duncan directing traffic. Sends Martin to the left. They'll bring it out top to Catchings. Dribble drive and knocking the ball out of bounds with his quick hands. Butler, just 4 seconds on the shot clock, and we'll see Keaton Frisch back into the lineup. For the Huskies, who will have it, need a quick shot, baseline to the right of their own hoop. Duncan to play it in. Still looking, and his pass is tapped but comes loose. The Academy turnaround Jay in the lane, and the miss on an easy bunny by Brendan Martin. Butler to Bashir, backs the dribble toward half court, still has it on the floor. At the top, cross-courted in the corner, low pass dug out by Neverdon, who tries a 3, that's no good. And a flat-footed rebound taken away by Catchings. Air Force content to kind of probe the outside and then just send one man through the lane. Here's a wide open shot at the top. and the miss, but the ball tapped out to Martin. Little hesitation layup, he missed. And then the ball saved, but saved into the Birds. Sievert for Bashir. Right back to Sievert. Sets for that three, left it short. Rebound in deep. Osei couldn't control it. It goes out of bounds. And they'll say that Osei is going to go to the free throw line. Catchings gets the foul, just the second for the Academy. And Osei will heal the first free throw. (14-9) Birds with a 5-point margin. They've led by as many as 7. Still 13 and a half left in the opening half. Osei's free throw is 5th point of the contest. Bashir leading the way right now with 7. Birds will apply a little pressure. Duncan will throw it right into the hands of Butler. Rohan backs it away at the top of the key between the circles for Bashir. This is a long, high arc three that's no good, and that will be a hold on the Birds. Sievert trying to keep the fast break away from Alejandro Ford, so that'll be team foul number 6. Next one will put the prep school in the bonus, and Casper has a long ways to go to get there. Air Force with just 2. Playing catch on the right side. Backing his way in, losing his dribble, having to pick it off the floor, and not gathering in his Hagee, but instead it comes loose to Ford for his 4th point of the ball game. And Sievert with the miss on the long three. 15-11. The Huskies hanging around. They'll substitute a lot with that thin bench. For the Birds, Camille Cardo in for the first time. Casper with some pressure along the half-court line. And a three that is good, rimmed and went. From the left side, Ford, who had 21 in the losing effort against Northwest yesterday. And here's a wild one-hander, no, and the shot blocked. Birds will have to sink back on defense, fall away, right side of the lane. That's no good by Spiller. Cardo shut off by the double team for Butler. Right back to Cardo. Head fake on the three. Drives the lane, throws up a teardrop that's good, and draws the foul. Cardo's first hoop. Martin gets the foul. It'll be his first third-team foul. Newcomer for the T-Birds, Camille Cardo. 6'4" freshman from France, and the free throw is good. Birds with pressure, and the prep school will break it. Ahead to Ford. Cross it on the left side. And then, I'll tell you what, Cardo went down hard, no foul called, and the three out of the corner by Bryce Spiller dusts the bottom of the net to make it 18-17. The prep school within 1. Cardo left alone, 3-ball, no. Ball volleyball tapped out of bounds. They'll say Osei touched it last. And we'll get the under 12-minute timeout with 11:30 to go in the opening half. T-Birds 18, the Huskies 17. Jack Noakes back at Sweet Erickson T-Bird Gym Saturday afternoon. JUCO basketball, JUCO prep school basketball. Casper College and the Air Force Academy Prep School. Birds have led the entire contest by as many as 7. The lead's down to 1 now. 18-17 Casper, and it will be the Huskies basketball. Birds with Cardo, Butler, Bashir, Sasser third, and trying to get a number here, Osei out on the floor right now. Turner Duncan, 6'3" from New Orleans, will play it in for the Huskies. And he will get it in to Alejandro Ford. Right back to Duncan, right back to Ford across the timeline. Driving the baseline for the slam that time. Keaton Frisch, his first basket and the first lead of the day for the Huskies at 19-18. Butler loses his dribble at the free throw line. Finds Cardo, hop step, little jump step, European if you will. Missed the little bunny, but ball knocked out of bounds by the Huskies. Yell Dang returning for the Thunderbirds. And Rohan Butler will take a seat. Osei, corner right side, wants to drive. Laid it off the glass too hard. Huskies come away with a 1-point lead and the basketball here. Duncan spinning the dribble, goes on a high post feed. They'll get it right back outside to Frisch. Frisch dealing over to Martin, and Martin finding Bryce Spiller, and that was an air ball. Bashir plays it in, and he'll take it across. Sasser wants to drive, laid it off the side of the backboard. The follow, another tip, and another follow by Osei is no good, but a foul going to go against the Huskies here. Alejandro Ford will pick it up, his first. Just the 4th team foul. But the Birds will have Stephen Osei at the free throw line. Osei with 5 points thus far, make it 6. Finished with 4 last night in the victory over North Idaho. Sievert back in for the Thunderbirds, and Brendan Martin will return for Air Force Prep. Second free throw is good, so Osei with 7 ties Bashir for the lead for the Birds with 7 apiece. Casper goes back on top by 1. Duncan looking to Spiller, wants to burn the baseline, tried to kick it outside, did so right to Sievert. Steal Casper. Bashir in the corner to Cardo. Brings it right back outside to Abdul. Bashir between the legs at the top. 15 on the shot clock, pulls up, 3-pointer is no good. Ball tapped around, taken away by Spiller of the prep school. Spin dribble in the lane, left-hand layup is no good. Boy, Brendan Martin will regret that one when he sees it. That was as wide open as you could be. Bashir on the elbow. His pass is deflected and taken away. Turnover Thunderbirds. 9.5 to play, opening half. The Huskies content to stay outside the 3-point line. Nobody inside it right now. With 10 to shoot, they'll launch the long 3. That's no good, and Cardo will handle the rebound. For Bashir all the way down, and he traveled. Ethan Connery will return along with Nate Sasser, the third. 2019, T-Birds by 1, 9:08 left in the opening half. Duncan against pressure in the backcourt for Spiller. He'll draw the double team. Back to Duncan, got to get it across, and they just do. Duncan pull up, long three off the heel, long rebound. Sasser at the free throw line. They'll come back the other way. Connery for Sievert, driving to the right side, back out top. Cardot launches a three, gets a three. Camille with 6. 23-19 Casper. All the way down and sliding. We've seen players sliding last night and again tonight. Need a towel underneath the Air Force basket. Ben Partlow trying to use his feet and his shoes. 23-19, Birds by 4 with the basketball. Aaron Sievert hands it off out top, and then it goes to Cardot, trying to feed the low post. They'll bring it back outside. Sievert had a three, turned it down, gave it to Connery, and his pass will float out the door. A little too tall for Yell Dang. Birds with that three-quarter court pressure on the inbound. And the Huskies threw it to a member of the coaching staff. I don't think he can shoot from that position. A little conference with the scorers table here. Game is kind of slow to, if not a crawl, at least a slow jog. Out top, Dang fakes the three. Gives it to Connery, right back in the corner. Dang will try the three. Off the side, no. Cardot with a rebound bores in, and he draws the foul. That'll be a hold. Spiller picks up his first. Just the 15th foul on the Huskies, and we'll get a media timeout. 7:53 still to go. Casper College 23, Air Force Prep 19. Jack Noakes back at the house that Swede built, a Saturday afternoon of JUCO basketball. T-Birds 23, Air Force 19 earlier today. The college, or North Idaho College rather, managed to take on and defeat the Northwest Trappers. The final score of that ball game was 86-77, with North Idaho at least getting some solace on their long bus trip back to Coeur d'Alene. Here's Cardot driving from the right side. Couldn't get it to go off the glass. Out top, Martin. Right side, outside. Over for Frisch. Get it right back to Martin for Frisch. Bobbles it. Gathers it back in with 10 to go on the shot clock. Trying to burn the baseline and driving and laying it in too strong. Chris Catchings with an easy miss on the bunny. Birds back the other way in a hurry to Connery. Pull up 15-footer, good. Ethan had 18, second leading scorer for the Birds last night. That's his first points of the afternoon. And this ball will be thrown into the stands. Chris Catching just missed that wide open drive. Now he imagined a player where there wasn't one. A little tough right now for Catchings, the 6'5" freshman from Houston. Here's Connery on the drive, lay it off too hard, and the rebound will be taken away and thrown away by Hagee. Birds with the ball out top, Sievert, air ball from the top of the key. Well, he was a dagger off the bench last night, struggling a little here. Name is spelled Aaron, but he's called Aaron from New Zealand. Birds again, three-quarter court pressure. It has bothered the Huskies from time to time. They clear it. Duncan will go over on the right side, outside for the three, and the miss by Frisch and a rebounding foul. Gonna go against Casper College. Osei will get his second. That is the 7th team foul, so we'll step to the free throw line. And the man there will be Reese Hagee, the 6'7" player from Charlottesville. Chance to edge his team to within 4. And the lefty misses the first one. No bonus coming. Connery clears it ahead. Bashir's gone all the way, I believe, thus far. Connery for Sievert, back out top. They'll swing it left side, outside. Head fake, Bashir to the elbow. Still has it on the floor, drives in the paint, fall away, 15-footer, no. Connery rebound, put back, no, but he's fouled. This one will go on Duncan. It will be his first 6-team foul, and Ethan Connery with 18 last night, including 11 rebounds in his first effort, coming back from his redshirt freshman year. Stepped to the line and left the first one short. Still 6:04 to go here in the opening half. Got to get shirts tucked in here. Maybe that's not the rule in New Zealand. Sievert, the guilty party. Rohan Butler to come in on a dead ball. We'll get one here as the free throw is good. Third point of the ball game for Ethan. 26-19 Birds, approaching 6 to go here in the opening stanza. And the trap comes away with the basketball, and Butler will just give it to Connery, who will put it in the slammer. Back to a big lead now. 9 points is the biggest of the contest for Casper. The prep school is led by one time. Here's a steal and the ball batted around. Dang on the drive, couldn't get it to go. Connery saved it, and there is Sievert for his first 3 of the afternoon. And the lead is 12, and Bob Cavera says we need a timeout. So the prep school will take a time with 5:27 to go in the ball game, and Casper now has advanced the lead to a dozen. It's 31-19 in favor of the Thunderbirds. Leading the way, Stephen Osei was 7. Camille Cardo has 6, and 7 for Abdul Bashir also. For the T-Birds, next up, as we said, there'll be a Thursday encounter in Twin Falls in a tournament there. And they will be playing what's called Monroe University. I thought it was a city college. Doesn't matter. It's in Brooklyn, New York. The women's team was here for the women's national tournament. earlier this spring, a tournament that will return one more time next spring at the Ford Wyoming Center. T-Bird ladies lost yesterday to Eastern Utah State at Snow College. They lost 75-64. Andy Schisler expected to do a lot of things as the returner. The sophomore from Kersey, Colorado, led the way with 26. Olivia Ogston, the only other T-Bird in double figures, she had 10 in that loss. Birds will slap on some more pressure. Duncan cross-courts it, gets it all the way over to Spiller. Down to the baseline, they'll bring it back out and reset the offense. Duncan for Martin. Spiller bouncing low post. Looked like he may have walked. Gives it at the top of the key, and all alone, the lefty for the three ball. Reese Hagge with his 5th point of the game. 31-22. Butler still has it. Loses his dribble and then has the ball hawked away. 2-on-2 the other way. Martin bores in with the right hand and scores. Brendan Martin with 7 to lead the way for Air Force Prep along with Alejandro Ford. And I think Don Parks decided it was time to call a halt to the proceedings. 31-24, 7-point lead, 4:43 to play in the half. T-Birds recently advanced the lead to 12. At one time, Air Force got the lead by a point. Casper never trailed last night in that game with North Idaho. I think the biggest lead that the Cardinals had was 3. And it didn't last very long. Birds with Cardo, Butler, Dang, Bashir, and Siebert on the court in their black unis right now. I don't believe Bashir has had a rest yet. He went 38 minutes yesterday. At the elbow, left side, cross courts it. Siebert for a 3. He's warming up, boys and girls. 2 threes for 6 points for the freshman from New Zealand. In the corner, another 3. This one is no good. Hagge missed it, and the Birds come back, set Sievert in the corner, gets it outside. Butler for 3, off the glass. Sievert chases down the long rebound. Hands to Bashir, pumps, hesitates, and puts it in from point blank. Abdul with 9, and the lead is a dozen. Under 4 to go now. Cross court, Martin in the land of 3, covered up, all the way out to half court, and Duncan. Swinging around the outside. Spiller tried to back in, kicked it outside. The 3 is no good, and a foul going to be whistled here. Hagge with the miss. Dang gets his second, 8th team foul. We'll get a timeout on the court. This is the 4-minute media break with 3:36 to go. T-Birds up by a dozen, 36-24. Jack Noakes back at T-Bird Gym, the house that Swede built. We've got Reese Hagee to the free throw line for 3, I believe. Lefty will leave the first one short. 36-24, Birds by a dozen. Second free throw's good. Hagee now with 6. And he will get the third. And he will go 1 for 3. Birds come away with the rebound. Benil Basel, first time he's seen action tonight, picked up a carom, and the Birds on the attack. Cardo may have had a big step in there. Here's Bashir, fall away just inside the arc. That's no good. Ball knocked away and taken away. Hustle play by the Huskies, trying to back their way in now. Along the baseline, too hard, the miss. Spiller the foul, yes, and he's fouled. Well, Spiller will go to the line. Basel will get the foul, his first. That's 9 team fouls. And the free throw is good. His 6th point of the ball game. Birds have really kind of set the tempo and the pace and bothered the Huskies with that 3/4 court pressure. Bashir for Sievert. Shut off on the side of the lane. Gets it in deep. Butler will kick out. Cardo for 3. That's good. Well, we didn't see that last night from him, but now he's got 9 points here in the first half, and the lead is back to 11. Approaching the 2-minute mark out of the right side 3. That's long and an air ball. Cardo plays it ahead to Bashir. He'll loop a pass cross court, comes back out top. Sievert sets for a 3. Sievert scores a 3. He's got 3 quick threes here in about the last 7 minutes of the first half, and a timeout to the academy. The Birds have grown the lead to 14. It's 42-28. Aaron Sievert, the freshman from New Zealand who had 20 last night off the bench, has a quick 9 here in the second half. Midway through the second half is when he came in, and he has been lighting it up when he's left alone. These have come, that one out top. I think they just how to paint an X and sign his name in both corners on the court. Last night he had that down pretty good. .210 still to go. A little breathing room for Casper College right now. 42-28. They'll cross-court it to Spiller, and he threw it, tried to do a lead pass way over the head of Ford, who was on the run down the right sideline. Nothing doing. Butler bouncing, gets it right back for Bashir. Bashir between the legs a couple of times to the elbow. Penetrates, kicks outside. Sasser looking for Bashir, and the ball's knocked out of bounds off the leg of Spiller. T-Bird ball, left side of the hoop along the end line. Bashir, way out top for Butler. Shot clock will wind from 10. Butler to Sievert, bouncing in the paint. Oh, the left-hand scoop, no good. Birds get a rebound, and Butler will say, "You missed the little bunny, I'll take a 3," and it's Drano. 50-45-28. Now the 17-point lead is the biggest. Not too long ago, the Birds were down by 1, but they've used a huge run here since about the 8-minute mark. Down to a minute to go. In deep Huskies will kick it back outside. Spiller spins in the lane. Pretty shot, got it to go. He's got 7. Bashir gets it right back from Basel, then backs the dribble away on the left side angle. Fall away for 3, good for 3. Wow. That's as pretty a shot as you're going to see. He's got 12 now. We approach 30 seconds to go. Spiller has to corral a long pass, does so. Gives it to Duncan. The Huskies going to play for 1 shot here. Well, there's not enough time on the shot clock, a little too much. We're going to use some of it anyway. In the corner, launch the 3, no good. Birds now with 12 seconds to go control the basketball. Bashir to the top, to the free throw line, floats a one-hander in the lane that's a little bit short, and the half will come to an end. For a while there, it looked like we were in neutral, but the Birds put it into overdrive the last 7 minutes or so and go to the locker room with an 18-point lead. Casper 48, Air Force 30. This is T-Bird basketball. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Sweet Erickson Thunderbird Gym on a Saturday. It's halftime. Casper College men with an 18-point spread right now over the Air Force Academy Prep School. It's 48-30. The Birds on top. They actually are sitting on their biggest lead of the afternoon. They trailed by one for just a moment, the only time this year in their opening two games here on the home court, obviously, that they have trailed, because they never trailed North Idaho last night. Casper, 41% from the field, 17 of 41. Air Force, 12 of 28. It's 43%. 4 of 13, the Huskies behind the arc, 31%. The Birds are 8 of 21. That is 38%. The interesting statistic there is this Air Force team in that overtime loss to Northwest yesterday shot 45 threes. Today, so far anyway, in the first half, they managed only 13. Leading scorers in the ball game, the only one in double figure, Abdul Bashir for the Birds, has 12, and he has played 17 minutes. Aaron Siebert, the freshman from New Zealand, 3 out of 6 behind the arc for his 9 points. Played a little more than I thought he did. He played 14 and a half minutes in the opening half. Taking a look for the, I'm going to call them Falcons before the night's over. Taking a look for the Huskies. Their leading scorer, Bryce Spiller, has 8, 7 for Brendan Martin, and 7 for Alejandro Ford, who was their leading scorer yesterday in that loss to Northwest. Ford yesterday led the way with 21. The key statistic for the Birds, points off the bench. They outscore the Prep School 21-0. Remember, though, Prep School missing 2 players, and they are playing with just 7 here this afternoon. So about set to get underway with the second half of play. Casper in command right now with a big lead. And the Birds will see if they can add to that large lead. Casper getting to play pretty much everybody again. Trying to take a look. Parker Davis hasn't been in yet. And a couple others. You know, Nathaniel Talich is injured. Let's see. Colton Rogers is being redshirted. So, Tom Park's getting to go to the bench as we expected against an outman prep school team. Bashir, Connery, Sasser, Dang, and Osei. Same five that began the game. They'll begin the second half. And the prep school will have the ball. We're underway in the second half of play. Prep school moving from our right to left in the corner. Wide open three on the way. That's no good. Tapped up by Osei and gathered in by Dang. Ahead to Connery, right back to Dang for Bashir. Tries the three, hits the three. (51-30), 21-point spread now. Huskies on the attack. Spiller bouncing out top. Spinning and giving it right back to Spiller's Ford. Ford gets it back with 9 to shoot. Brings it to the left side outside. At the top, three ball on the way, no good. Long rebound, Martin puts it off the glass for 2. Martin with his 9th point of the ball game. And a long three again. And that one comes from Sievert. Who they have on the scoreboard, my bad, it came from Bashir, thank you, his 18th point of the ball game. Bashir again, driving from the left side, laid it off the glass a little too hard that time. Bashir will go to the free throw line for a pair here. The lead at 21. And the first one is good. Bashir now with 19. And make it 20 as that's nothing but net. Had 24 in the win yesterday. Weems for North Idaho had 33 yesterday, and he responded with 31 today against the team from Powell, Northwest Community College. So his trip to Casper was rather fruitful. 2 games and 64 points. Birds leading this one comfortably by 21, just underway in the second half. Martin, cross court to Frisch. Spiller's going to bring the dribble back out and give it to Ford. 5 to shoot. Spiller's got loose. Nice cut through the lane for an easy layup. He's got 9 now. Out front, out top. Man, I'll tell you what. I've got pretty good eyesight and I can't see from that far. Bashir now with 23 after he adds another 3 to the total. In deep, lay it up and in on a nice follow by Alejandro Ford. Ford with 21 yesterday, now has 12 on the afternoon. Here comes Bashir to the right side. Cross courts it along the baseline, shot blocked and a foul whistled. Yell Dang got in deep. And the foul's going to go against Keaton Frisch, his first. Dang, the transfer from Treasure Valley in Ontario, Oregon, from Amarillo, Texas. First free throw is good. It's his 4th point of the ball game. Had 3 yesterday, but he really didn't log a lot of minutes. He had foul trouble instantly in the first half and foul trouble very early in the second half. And the second one bounds around and falls through. He's got 5 and the lead to 22. Birds with pressure. Huskies lose the ball to Bashir. Goes in the corner. Connery for 3. Bounces around. Comes out. Rebound taken in deep. Sasser will hand it over to Osei, who lays it home. A 24-point margin for the Thunderbirds. Alejandro Ford left alone. He'll line drive the 15-footer. Not much arc on that, baby. He gets his 14th point. There's the arc right there. The miss, though, by Bashir. Ball tapped around and controlled by the Huskies. Duncan out of back court. Dribble drive along the line and drawing the foul on Dang. Chris Catchings will go to the line for a pair here. Dang gets his 3rd of the contest. Catchings had just 3 points in the game yesterday against Northwest, and he hasn't scored yet here this afternoon. Chance to put his name in the book at the line. First one is good, so he'll do so. Sasser will leave. Cardo into the lineup for the Thunderbirds. Second free throw is a little short, bounced off the front of the rim. Bird basketball. Connery lopes ahead, goes to the left side for Bashir. Bashir over the top of Spiller, misses the long one, and the rebound taken away by Duncan. Cleared it ahead. They'll get it to Catchings in the corner left side. Martin, 3, no. Bashir has it slapped out of his hands and out of bounds. And we're going to get the media timeout. Getting used to this now. 15:46 to go in the contest. All Casper College, the Birds 63, Air Force Prep 42. Well, back at T-Bird Gym, where it's all Casper College over at the Air Force Prep School. Lady T-Birds dropping their 2nd game in 2 games this season. On the road at Snow College, they lose to Snow 70-68. They were beaten by Utah State Eastern last night, 75-64. Started the season ranked number 10 in the country, but also started the season playing their first 2 games on the road, and always tough to play the Utah schools. T-Birds turn it over. Bashir thought someone was going the opposite way. So the Huskies with the ball at the top now. Ford trying to back in, exchanges with Duncan, kicks outside. Martin left the 3 ball short. Nice rebound by Connery, who has the elbows flying. Going to get a little warning from the officials. I don't know if they're going to tee him up. You don't have to hit anybody. You can't swing them excessively. 15-18 on the scoreboard clock. Connery with a smile on his face after the chat with the official. Brings the ball into the front court, loses his dribble, gets to Cardo. Cardo all the way down right side, lay it up and in. Nobody got in front of him. He is in double figures with 11 now. And last night, didn't score. And a kick ball going to be whistled here. Rohan Butler checking back in for the Thunderbirds. Keaton Frisch reports back for the Huskies. Now what do we have on the inbounds play? I think they're going to get Connery for a hold. That'll be Ethan's 3rd. Well, he's nothing if not aggressive. So the ball on the foul, turnover goes over. Conference with the officials here, turnover. Put the ball in the Huskies' hands. So, still 14 minutes plus go. Frisch has the ball knocked loose when he tried to go to the hoop. Jump ball will be whistled or a timeout here. Is the ball going to stay with the Huskies? I believe so. 32nd timeout taken by Air Force Prep. They end up, as I said at the outset, playing a lot of JUCO schools from Region 9. And this is one of them. Yesterday was another when they faced Northwest. .47 left. Opening half, or opening game. It's not right either. Try it again. Second half, second game of the season. Crowd this afternoon, not quite the crowd we had yesterday evening, but still good turnout on a Saturday afternoon for Casper College basketball from the Swede. Both teams on the road this coming week, next week. T-Birds, as we said, will be in Twin Falls, Idaho. Thursday night encounter with Monroe University from the Bronx. Casper basketball, Bashir exchanging with Connery. Swing it all the way over on the left. Cardo walked with it, kind of lost his footing. Huskies play it in against a little token pressure. Duncan will take it across on the far side from us. Ends up with Ford to the top now. Looking for Hagee. And a long 3. Duncan from the left side, no. Hagee with a head fake, drives with the left hand, scores with the left hand, and draws the foul. Well, he had 20 to lead the way last night. He's got 8 thus far. That'll be foul number 1 on Rohan Butler. He'll send Reese Hagee, a 6'7" player from Charlottesville, Virginia, to the free throw line. Lefty will heel that one. Cardo takes the long rebound, gives it into backcourt. Bashir to the top. Gets a pick, cross courts it in the corner. Cardo left alone, good. Wow. Well, we didn't see much of him last night, and all of a sudden he's got 13 points and has drained, I think, 3 threes. Running one-hander now is no good, but the Birds are going to get a foul added to their total here as Hagee will go to the free throw line. 68-44. It's been the big lead of the ball game, 24 for the T-Birds. This is one of those games now when both teams are thinking any chance they get, they'll hide the official's whistle. 68-45 T-Birds with the basketball, commanding lead, lots of time left. Bashir, left side elbow, fall away's no good. Ball tapped around, and the Huskies tapped it to each other and tapped it out of bounds. Well, that trip down I-25 to Colorado Springs. Long drive, especially after a loss. And then a little wrestling match going along the paint there. Osei hits the deck. Martin did too, and Martin picks up the foul. That'll be his second. Team fouls are now even at 4 apiece. Inbounds pass comes to Osei, kicks out to Connery, 3-ball, no. Birds double team the rebound by Catchings and tie him up. And the arrow says it'll stay with Casper. And the arrow never lies. Butler bounces it along the baseline as he plays it in, and then a foul away from the ball. This one is going to be on Cardo, his second. So evidently the officials didn't get my notice to put the whistles away, huh? All right. Pressure, but it's broken ahead. Ford peels away, draws Butler out. They feed the low post, and guess who's waiting? Connery overplays, comes up with the steal. Here comes Casper. Connery right side outside, kicks to Butler, top of the key, got it for 3. Butler with a pair of threes and 6 points on the afternoon. 26 is now the biggest lead of the day. Butler trying to stay with Ford with the miss. Bashir brings it ahead. Outside, Butler pumps for 3, in and out, no. Rebound will be taken away and controlled that time by Ford. Working against Cardo, feeds it ahead, trying to bore in. Left side block and hook it up, won't get it to go. The shot by Hagee is blocked, back the other way. Easy layup. Ethan Connery now with 7. 28-point lead, and now a foul whistled again. No, Osei is going to get this. It'll be his third. Spiller will step to the free throw line. Had 13 yesterday's, got 9 so far this afternoon, make it 10. He'll move to double figures. 73-48. Bashir in front of his own bench. Dribble drive, juking around, and then a reach. And a foul going to be whistled here as Butler tried to split the seam. We're going to get the media timeout. 11:50 still to go in this one. Casper College 73, Air Force Prep 48. Jack Noakes back at the house that Swede built Saturday afternoon. And JUCO basketball against the Air Force Prep School. Inbounds pass, Dang left side in the corner, gets it back out for Bashir. Abdul rises for three, dusts another three. Boy, that is pretty, and he now has 25 to lead all scorers. Actually, he's got 26, thank you. Wow. To go with his 24 yesterday, here's a pass thrown over the head of Martin up into the crowd. Turnover for the Huskies. Team foul, 6 on Casper College now, 5 on Air Force. I was wondering if we were shooting a free throw here. T-Birds will play it in. Parker Davis, the red shirt from Fort Collins, checks in for the first time. Sievert will hook him a pass. Davis out of the corner left it a little long. And Osei scrambling for the board. Players on the floor. And it looked like maybe an inadvertent elbow. Everybody kind of told to cool it. Benio Basil, in that scrum. No fouls charged. On the jump ball, it goes over to the prep school. Air Force breaks the press. Martin spins in the lane. His shot rejected. Ahead for Bashir. Abdul has his shot blocked. He'll hit the ground. Spiller with the block and a hard foul. Abdul getting up, holding the right hand and wrist. Don't hurt that. It's already red hot tonight. Bashir with 26 to lead all scorers heads to the line for a pair here. First one's good. He's got 27. 77-48, 29 is the lead. Second one's good too. That stroke is awfully pure. Huskies break the pressure, trying to get the ball down low. Martin has it slapped out. Basel on the defense for the Thunderbirds. From the right side along the end line, they get it in and Spiller will lay it home. Bryce Spiller's 12th point of the ball game. Make it 15. And Spiller, wasn't Spiller, it was Hagee for the blocked shot. And he kind of sent Parker Davis to the floor pretty hard. So Davis, the redshirt freshman from Fort Collins, did not score, played a little bit last night, getting his chance to log some minutes here. I know that Tom Parks appreciates this guy's basketball IQ, and they expect he'll be part of key situations. First free throw is good. Chance to build the lead to 30. That will happen. 80-50. Birds still in that three-quarter pressure. Hagee breaks it, double teamed. They'll get it over on the right side, burning the baseline and hanging for a little soft shot and drawing the foul that time is Keaton Frisch. Basel will get his second foul. Frisch to the free throw line, a high arc, and that's good by the righty. His third point. And he'll have 4. Here we go. The media timeout comes at 10:18. We'll take one too. Reminder that after the ball game, Tom Parks will join us. We'll talk about what will be the second victory of the season for the T-Birds, leading right now by 28. Back after this. Each one for 5 or 6 seconds. Ready? Time back in at the Swede. Ball belongs to the Thunderbirds. Abdul Bashir for Aaron Sievert. Sievert now one dribble, cross courts in the corner to Davis, back out top. Bashir wants to go one-on-one with Spiller. Takes him down and the ball's poked away. Back the other way, the Huskies on the run. Ford still had it on the floor, loses the dribble and gives it outside to Frisch. Looking, goes right side outside with the basketball. Duncan, baseline feed, Bounce it right back to Duncan, and the Birds overplaying it. Parker Davis couldn't corral it and stay in bounds. This will be the first time we see Buai Luek into the lineup for the Birds. Dang will take a seat. Luek is a 6'9" freshman. He comes from Bedford in the United Kingdom. Joins another London area player in Rohan Butler. 15 now to shoot. Air Force prep with the basketball on the front court on the angle, left side, outside. Bring it out top. Duncan between the circles. Got 4 to shoot. Pull up. Little 17-footer, and that will not do any good. It got to the glass, never hit the rim though, so the Birds get it. On the 24-second violation. Only it's a 30-second violation. Bashir has the ball knocked off his foot, has to hustle to grab it by the scorer's table, does so. Bashir spinning against Spiller. Ooh, that was pretty impossible to stop, too. 30 points now for Abdul. Just under 9 to play. In the corner, Frisch from the left side for 3. Yes. Keaton with 7 now. Parker Davis drives from the right side, and the running layup is good. His 4th point of the ball game. Back the other way. Basel trying to defend the baseline and going to be guilty, I believe, of the foul. His 3rd. Team fouls are now 8 for the Birds, 6 for the Huskies. To the free throw line to shoot. 1 and 1. Bryce Spiller with 15 points. Alejandro Ford has 14, the 2 in double figures. First free throw is good. Spiller with 16. Timeout going to be taken here. Coach Caveira, I think, just more than anything else, trying to give his team a little rest. He's only got a bench with 2 players on it. They only carry 9 on the roster, and they've had a couple of illnesses. So it might not be a bad time to take a seat and give everybody a little chance to get a rest. One thing you know about the prep school and the academy in general, the elevation doesn't bother those guys. I can still remember the sign in the Wyoming locker room about welcome to 7,220 feet in the hallway. And one year the academy came to town and wrote down, "We're from Air Force." I think they said elevation was 7,400. They had to get it in whether it was true or not. Still 8:23 to go. We won't see you until, what, the 15th and 16th, I believe. This guy is going to be doing some high school football. I think Tom Myler will be behind the microphone here. Good to have somebody else who can assume the duties. Time back in, and we'll find Spiller to shoot another free throw. And he'll make another free throw. Bryce with 17, I have him with 17, so is the scoreboard. Birds leading by 27. We approach 8 to play in the contest. In deep. Luak misses the easy layup. The follow, though, on the putback with a little jump hook by Osei is good. He's got 11 here this afternoon. Spin dribble, Duncan trying to find Spiller. High arc on the three. Off the glass, no good. Long rebound to Davis, who gets it ahead to Sievert. Right back to Parker. Davis, oh, nice bounce pass. Jump hook and a miss. Oh, Osei maybe got the prettiest pass of the day, but he couldn't finish the job. Duncan, left-hand dribble against Davis. Double team on the baseline. Catchings rises for the three, no. Ball tapped around, comes loose. On the run, Sievert behind the back bounce pass. And Luak gets his first points as a T-Bird. Oh, that was pretty. 88-57, the lead grows to 31. Still 7 to play. And the running one-hander, and that's good. The left-hand layup. Hagee with 10 now. 88-59. Air Force will substitute. T-Bird basketball, right side of the hoop. Rohan Butler will play it in. Slap it once. Bounce it to Stephen Osei out front, out top. Parker Davis looked like he had the three. It rimmed and didn't go. Husky basketball on the front court. Hagee in the corner for Duncan. That three ball's too long. Rebound taken away off the floor. Cardo runs it ahead. Davis sets for a three. Davis dusts a three. Parker off the bench now with 7 points for the redshirt freshman. 91-59, 32-point spread. Still 6 minutes to go. The Birds flirting with the 100 mark after scoring 91 last night. Double team along the paint. Ball comes outside. And a pretty jump shot that time by Keaton Frisch. He has 9. 91-61. Davis driving. Loses his dribble, kicks it back out. Butler for Cardo for three. No good, but a flat-footed rebound will come away to Frisch. For Duncan, still in the backcourt, works against Davis. Loses the ball, and then Davis will pick up Duncan again when he gets it back between the circles. 10 to shoot. They'll bounce it, and the running layup is good that time. Hagee again with his 13th point. T-Birds on the attack, way out front. Osei to Cardo, give and go. Osei lay it up, didn't get it to go. Could have jammed it, just tried to do the soft two-hander, and he drew the foul. Martin gets his third. Osei gets to step to the line. Stephen with 11 thus far in the ball game. First one good. Not much arc on that baby. It's not in any danger of bringing rain. Get everybody set along the lane. And Osei's second one good for his 13th point of the ball game. Birds back to a little three-quarter pressure now, three-quarter court pressure. Cleared nicely to the middle. Martin will get it back. and then they lose the ball trying to dribble out of trouble. Ford lost it to the double team. In the corner, push for a high arc three. Ooh. Neverdon knew as soon as he shot that, he's got 3 now. I think everybody who's played except Benil Basel has scored. Sasser, who started, hasn't scored. That's unusual, but the Birds have really spread the wealth around. Head fake and the follow, and that's good, and a foul. Hagee with a nice move in the paint and a strong move to the hole for his 15th point of the day. Ben Basel will return and Stephen Osei will come out. Just over 4 left in this thing. 96-55, 96-66. $18 points for Hagee now. Bird basketball, Neverdon with the fake on the 3. Lost it, but he lost it right to Basel, who spins into the lane. Kicks outside, Butler for 3, no. And the ball will stay with Casper as it goes out of bounds off of Reese Hagee. Timeout on the court. This should be the last of the media timeouts. It comes with 3:39 to play in the contest. T-Birds trailed by one time. Other than that, it has been a bonanza for the Birds, who lead it by 30, 96-66. Time back in, and Air Force with a long 3 that is no good. Butler with a long rebound, corrals it in the backcourt, brings it ahead. Still 3:20 to go in the contest. Butler, Basel will exchange with him, then set the pick. Bussell tried to baseball it in the corner, and it's taken away. Little jump step in the lane, and the layup wouldn't go for Hagee. But he drew the foul. I think this one will probably be Rohan Butler, his second. That'll be 10 team fouls in the half for the Birds. Still 7 for Air Force. First free throw, the lefty, Reese Hagee, leaves it a little bit short. Second one on the way is a little bit long. If they'd been shooting a 3, the third one might have been in the middle where it belonged. Butler brings it ahead. Backs the dribble away, loses the dribble. Outside to Ben Basel. Basel one dribble back to Butler. Butler to the elbow, left side, one-hander, no. Rebound, boring in deep. Basel kicks it back outside. Luak gets it right back from Butler, tries to spin at the elbow. Kicks it in the corner for a 3. That's good. Reese Davis with another duster from the land of three. He's got 10, and the Birds are 1 point away from triple digits. In deep, nice move that time by Alejandro Ford as he laid it home for his 16th. 99-68, Casper. Who's going to get the 100-point here? Outside, Davis says, I'll take it. No, missed the three. Fight for the rebound, knocked out. Over to Coach Parks, who's busy getting a drink of water and could have gotten a rebound instead. Husky basketball, still 2:03 on the clock here. 1 point away from winding that digital counter to three figures. Birds on defense right now. Duncan out top. They'll go in the corner. Frisch, high arc three. No, gets his own rebound, couldn't control it. Butler loses the dribble and then clears it. Ben Basel will bring it across. Tried to go behind his back with the dribble, lost it. And Air Force will control ahead, looking for Frisch. Managed to haul the pass in. They'll swing it left side outside. And Spiller to the left side block with a tough shot. Not only did he make it, but he drew the foul. His 19th point. He leads the prep school. 16 for Alejandro Ford, too. So Spiller to the free throw line for his 20th, and he'll get it. He's got 20 with 1:20 to play in the contest. 99-71 T-Birds. Butler fending off the defender. Looks over to Basel, kicks it outside. They'll go in the corner for three, and that's good. Blake Neverdon, the transfer from Baltimore City College with his 6th point, makes it 102-71. Under a minute to go. In the corner, Spiller wants to drive, then falls away, and with the right hand manages to get a kind roll from about 10 feet. He's got 22 now. Mm-hmm. 102-73. 43.9, and the clock will wind. Birds will be content here, I think, now that they've hit 102 points, just to maybe let the clock roll down. They're playing outside. Here comes Davis, though. Run a little weave at the top with Rohan Butler in control. All the way down left side, 10 to shoot to Davis for Basel. Basel loses his dribble, bounces to Butler, and that'll let the shot clock expire, and there'll be 14 seconds and a little change left for the Huskies, who will get last possession of the ball. They'll bring it in, and the T-Birds with a 102-73 victory. We'll go to 2-0 on the season. That'll do it. So the Birds led it by 18, 48-30 at the halfway mark, and they continue to add the total and win it 102-73 to move their record to 2-0 on the season against the Air Force Prep School, a team that outmanned and that dropped an overtime loss to Northwest Community College yesterday, and then gets soundly beaten by the home team today. So the T-Birds move to 2-0 on the season. We'll have Tom Parks join us and talk a little bit about the win when we return. Casper College now 2-0 on the young basketball season. Listen, if it sees my bald head, it's going to glow enough. So, you ready?
It's not the right game. Yeah, I'm ready whenever.
Jack Noakes back at T-Bird Gym, the house that Swede built, with Tom Parks, the head coach for the Thunderbirds, who win it going away 102-73. And one of those games where you got to play the whole bench and you got a lot of players in the scorebook. From that standpoint, it's got to feel good.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's always fun to be able to empty your bench and to do it early. We're still finding our way from a rotation standpoint, and there's a lot of guys that are kind of on the cusp of, where they'll fall in that rotation, if they'll be in the top 8, 9, 10, if there's foul trouble. And so I think it gives them an opportunity. We see them every day in practice, but seeing them against somebody else is always good for us to evaluate them, and it's fun too. And it's fun when the guys that play a lot are on the bench and they're having fun and getting excited for those guys.
You knew coming in that this was a team that was outmanned and short-handed too. You started with kind of a three-quarter court press, kept it up the whole time. What did you see that you liked?
Yeah, we just knowing them because of my experience there and knowing Coach Caveira for, I guess, almost 20 years now. They don't mind, playing with pace, but I don't think they want to play, really fast.
Sure.
I thought they did a good job at times, breaking it and then, taking the ball out and running some of their actions. But, it's always nice if you don't have to guard their stuff for 30 seconds. If you have to guard it for 18 by the time they get guys in the right spot. So I thought we did a good job. And, again, I think you saw just some kind of careless turnovers on their part, due to fatigue and just miscommunication. And, that's kind of a byproduct of it. But really we just wanted to create tempo and create pace, which I thought we did a good job at.
Well, you got another 30 points in 29 minutes out of Abdul. You know that he's your featured player, and everybody else knows it too. I've been kind of amazed, though. Man, he's gone 34 minutes last night, 29 tonight. He can handle it.
Well, it's his fault that he went 29 tonight because he got stuck on 28 for a while, and It's funny because the guys last year used to give me a hard time because they'd be like, Coach, I had 26 with like 12 minutes left, and you pulled me out of the game. So I'm like, all right, well, hurry. And that's why I forced a couple of them because I'm like, hurry up. Like, I'm trying to get you out of the game. And so him hurrying up was, all right, let me go try to make a play real quick so Coach can get me out of the game. So I wish that number was a little lower, but I was able to get him out.
30 points, 29 minutes. I look down here. One of your bigs, you're counting on the new bigs, and they're slowly coming along. Osei, 13 points and gave you 23 minutes tonight.
Yeah, and added 4 offensive rebounds, and that's something that, I think early on in the preseason what we've seen we've turned it over a little bit too much, and we haven't been great on the glass. And, I just was telling our guys, I mean, as much as you guys think making 18 threes is fun, to me, like, rebounding is what is going to be the difference maker, because if we're just counting on our shooting, there's going to be days that we don't shoot the ball well, and if we rebound on both ends, we always give ourselves a chance.
A couple of guys who weren't in the book last night came off the bench, 10 for Parker Davis and 14 for Camille Cardo.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Camille's interesting because Camille's played really high-level basketball before coming over here.
In France.
Yeah, and in a really good league. It's a youth league, but it's the best youth players in France, which obviously, we've seen with the most recent NBA draft and even at our level in junior college, like some of the best players in junior college this year are French kids. And so, like, we saw a bunch of stuff, but it really, like, was a kid that turned it on, like, late in the Jamboree games and some of those things. And so it's been nice to see him come around. And Parker, what I really loved about Parker today is, to me, like we talked about, there's guys on the cusp of the rotation. I feel like Parker, like, went out there like, I got something to prove. And that's what I really, really enjoyed, and that's what I wanted to see. I didn't want to see someone just go out there and blend in. I wanted to see someone go out there and, enhance the game and not just kind of coast in a 30-point lead, with 10 to go or something. And so I really I thought that was very admirable to see from him. And, he did prove some stuff for me. Besides the way he shot, I thought he fought defensively. I thought he rebounded, and those are some of the things that we've really been cluing in with him. We know he can shoot. We know he can score. We know he knows the offense, but just – to not be a liability defensively and rebounding he showed today, against a team with some good size. I mean, they didn't have a lot of depth, but, I mean, their positional size was really good.
So from here, a trip to Twin Falls, basketball capital of Region 18, I guess, still, and a date with Monroe University. They were here for the women's tournament, for the national tournament. Yeah. So you get a team from the Bronx, New York. Ever played them before?
We played them one time when I was an assistant at Eastern Florida. They've been really good. I would say, out of the East Coast junior colleges, probably one of the best. They always make a –
They have a history, I know that.
Yeah, they've been to Hutch a lot of times. I think they're probably always picked to be that team. And honestly, Jack, I don't know anything about them at this point. I get so focused on the here and now, and even more than that. And Coach Gennari and I talk about it all the time. He asks me how much time we spend on the opponent, and I feel like we have so many things to work on right now that it's like, how much time can I spend on this when we don't rebound well, or we need to do a better job taking care of the ball, and we need to be crisper in our passing and in our offense and our flow. And so, I mean, I'll probably start watching them today or tonight. My wife will fall asleep on the couch, and I'll turn it on and start watching it. But I'm excited. It's going to be it's a tournament, so it's going to be really fun to go up there, and a lot of really, really good teams.
So you got to win. I mean, you're going to play 3 games, but you're actually going to play against other teams that have won or lost.
Yeah,
it's not
bracket form.
Okay.
Yep. So we'll play. We play Monroe Thursday, and then we'll play the winner, of North Idaho and South Plains. So.
South Plains, I think, is ranked number 1 or 2, aren't they?
I think they are, yeah. So it should be a fun experience. On the other side, you got CSI, you got Western Wyoming, and you have Eastern Florida, and then there's like a alumni team that CSI kind of put together. So it should be a fun event. They're doing a big deal. Jay's Foundation is kind of sponsoring the event, and Jason Vickery, who's from Pinedale, is the founder of that organization, and he's doing it basically to honor one of his friends that committed suicide. So great awareness, and they're fitting us for our whole team for cowboy boots. So,
Really?
yeah, so kind of a weird, interesting perk. And we'll get a bunch of these kids that never put on a pair of cowboy boots some cowboy boots. So
I go back a long time, obviously, to when my old buddy Boyd Grant was the head coach there, and I think his record in 3C won one national championship, but I think his record was like 102-4. You know, he finished second once, and there's great history there
right.
with that program. So it's got to be good that you come out of here with 2 wins, something to build on and go into a tough tournament.
Yeah, no, I think we're excited. And, you know, even though we try to take game by game, it's hard not to look ahead and just see the schedule that you have coming up. I mean, it's one of those things, like you might have to trick some guys. If you know a team down the line is going to do a certain action, you might just trick them in and sneak some stuff into shell drill so they don't think you're really looking ahead. But I think, like I said, there's so many things to work on. But we play a competitive schedule, and I love playing at CSI because they love basketball there, and they love junior college basketball. And I think we have such a special level that I think places like Casper, places like CSI, places like Indian Hills, I think the people in the community understand how great of a level it is, and they show it by their support. And so it's just I love going to those places and playing.
Congratulations on a couple of wins. Go get a couple more, huh? 3 more would be nice.
That would be nice. I would come home with some hardware and some really good wins.
Yep. Okay, Tom. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you.
Tom Parks, the head man for the Birds. Let's take a quick look at some of the stats for tonight's ball game before we get out of here. T-Birds end up shooting 47% from the field. So did Air Force Prep. The difference in the land of 3, the Birds were 8 of 21. That's 44%. And let me back that up a little bit. They were doesn't compute. 17 of 10 of 20 in the second half. So they were 18 of 41. There we go. They were at 44%. On the game, they were at 89% from the free throw line. The Academy, which put up 43 pointers yesterday, 45 rather, only put up 24. The Birds defense kind of just sort of stuck it to them, really. So anyway, Casper comes away with a triple-digit win here this afternoon. Birds run their record to 2-0 as they get a relatively easy victory over the Air Force Academy Prep School. That's going to do it for me, Jack Noakes. Thanks for sticking around this afternoon and listening to the T-Birds, watching the T-Birds get their second win of the young season. Thank you, and good day, good evening from Sweet Erickson T-Bird Gym.